void that God was in the
Watch what she do. She gonna reach for the key that's on his hip, which is the key to his hip is really connected to his private parts, because it's talking about the phallus. And she's gonna say they're shy, but the important part she gonna say, this is what feeds them. She gonna throw screws into the toaster. You see, because it's talking about the screwing, the sexual act. It's all coded. You see the 3-3? It's a master number.
Time to go back downstairs. Feed them. They like this stuff.
Look, she walks up holding the statue of the Mary, which is identified as being holding in her hand at that shaft, is dealing with the phallus. I can't help but this is how it's being interpreted to me by the ancients. He's wearing the crown on his chest. You see, the crown, and then her holding the Mary. You see the connection of the two. Now this is important because they didn't have to show her holding this thing in her hand like so. She could have had it down. She could have had it hang it down her legs. She could have had both hands with it holding onto it down below. You see, but all this is being coded to identify, because what's actually happened in that shack is, you'll see. This part is important because she's holding in her hand, as remember I told you, the statue. Now you say it could be giant rats, you say from Brooklyn, and they showing this key right at the area in which the other guy who's doubting is gonna go in, and you're gonna notice that it's gonna be a energy, a surge of electricity, what's happening on the inside of that shack. Show you I can't make this up. Why he in there, why it's shaking, look what she's holding in her hand. And notice what's going to happen when he come out. When he come out, where he's going to be when he's flown up out of there. Look where he fall at when he come out that shack. He fall right where that symbol is. Remember I told you? The 333 and this symbol. Look. That's where he fell at. You see what happened to him. He got a whole new fro. He went in there with a straight and came out with a fro. This is important because when she tells him who in his right mind stick they fork in a socket or something that effect, she gonna say an ancient Egyptian word. She gonna say shoe. Shoe, shoe. Remember what shoe means? Shu is the Egyptian god of the air and wind, was a primordial deity, the husband and brother of Tefnut, and one of the 9 gods of the Enid of Heliopolis. He is often depicted as a bearded man. You get it. This is why she said Shu. So you're dealing with people who's trained and very saturated with, very enlightened. Now notice this key. That emblem of that key is that saint symbol. And you'll notice in the movie it's gonna have that same symbol. On the staircase. That's the same symbol of the symbol that I have on my rings. So mine's is silver and black. And you see the skeleton. Look at that. They have a skeleton key over there on the corner there. We know what a skeleton key is. The skeleton key is pretty much able to get into every door back in the days. He tried to warn Carlos about going in that shack. Watch what happened to Carlos. And the symbolism, as I showed you, there it goes. Same thing that's being depicted to identify with the energy and power of this connection, what's happening on the inside there.
I wouldn't do that if I were
you. So you go through that transformation, you go up in there, you're going to get the business up in there. Yeah, man, y'all got to download. Well, you got to purchase. Batteries not included. Check it out for yourself. About to show these beings being intimate. This is important because we talking about procreation. We talking about them being intimate, combining genetics, our genetics with their genetics. But what's more important, that you will notice that the X chromosome represents the woman chromosome and the Y represents the man. This is why you see on the back of this man, you will see that he has the Y on his back, which is the Y chromosome. This is important because he is very important in this movie, Harry. Yeah, and if you don't know, yeah, they getting it on. These extraterrestrial beings is being intimate right now. Listen what she say.
She's gonna get hungry.
So Harry provides a little extra extension in order to be able to reach these extraterrestrial beings. That extension comes from Harry. Those are his color light bulbs. And notice the first color that's given to them. If you know, you know. Those in the initiates know what's being said. Because the beings, these extraterrestrial beings, they don't want to take it from this older man Pops. They want to take it from Harry. Listen, check it out.
You got to trust us.
And then they show his third eye peering in. His third eye illuminated. This is how cold this movie is. It's coded. Remember I told you that's Harry's feeding him. He gonna say, it's a hell of a ride. You should have seen it, referring to Harry. And then the scene is gonna go to the something like the obelisk. When it shows the top of the building, which is identified as the phallus. Deeply coded. Listen.
You ain't know. I used to bet on him. You'd have him right.
You should have seen it. Look, watch what they show. Look. You see it. This part is very important. I'm just going to tie all this here together. Now, the artist is going to stand up. He's going to hold on to the Pepsi can. Just as she has the can in her hand. You'll notice the signs and connection because remember the green eye like over the toaster in the kitchen? She had that same pattern on her shirt, on her body. Now what he's going to do, he's going to hold this can of Pepsi between his right where his phallus is. This is important because you're going to notice in the movie the creation of the baby spaceship is going to have that can from being in that area as a main part of his body that's going to be shown. Look, you see where it's at. Look. That square again. She said, I think I know why they're here, he said. And you think they're here because of you. She said, yeah, because they've been watching. And on this shirt, you see when she says this, the eye is showing on his shirt, on his shoulder, to identify these watchers they spoke about in the scriptures, the watchers. But the watchers is extraterrestrial beings, the ancient ones.
It's like they were watching or listening.
And you think they're here because of you?
Yes.
Another interesting connection that she's pregnant, she's due. He said, when is the baby due? Ironically, the same thing is about to happen. The process creation is about to happen with this extraterrestrial spacecraft.
So when's the baby due?
2 or 3 more.
Oh, by the way, I forgot that his name, this artist, this car dealer, this man who has the crown on his chest, his name is Mason. And interestingly enough, that their room is 32. They go by the alphabet. So his room is 32AB, something like that. And hers is 32ABC, something like that, across from her.
Mason?
Now it's time for her to give birth. And listen, I can't make this up. Look, you see the 8 and you see the N next to the 8. That, remember I was telling you about the N being 14? Now also the angel brought to my attention that I'm gonna connect. You'll notice that the golden child that was in the movie The Golden Child, you will notice that the symbol that can, just as they showed in, you will notice that the golden child has 14 letters in the letters for the golden child. Yeah, 14, all coded. But that same can that's in the golden child is the same can to identify with can. And we know that word can is a name for God. Volcano, which means fire god. But it is in ancient terms, the ancient word. We talking about a deity, we talking about a nectar. Now let's look at this. You would notice that when we place the lines on each letter, the is 3, right? And in golden, you have 6. Yeah, 6 letters in golden. And how many is in child? It's gonna be 5 letters in child to identify with 365 days that make 1 year, as they know it, as we was taught to believe that. So 365 represents the 1. Is the reason why the golden child was originally Eddie Murphy, because Eddie Murphy in the movie had the what? The knife, give me the knife. And we know that knife also cuts into the realm because it's coded to understand that when we talk about the golden child being one who can enter into these realms, one side represents the light. You will notice that on one side of the body of Eddie Murphy, you will find that it's dark on one side, right? And then on the other side represents the rays of the sun. This is why you see the raising of the sun, the Ra, because he represents the one. He represents the Ra. This is why the black and the light, the black and the white represents like it to the checker floor. You see? As you would notice in the movie, same colors gonna show up. We have purple on the left side that represents the light, the balance. The black and the white represents the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine. You see? And then you will notice on the right hand side, it's going to show the bluish part down where the 3 and the 6 is to identify with one having the equal balance of light and dark. This what makes one golden in being able to transmute as a phosphorus Lucifer, which happens to be a element, you see, and being an element is being used to enter to the realms of black and white, the polarity of both light and dark.
Is able to enter into these realms is what the matrix really code to. Thomas Anderson is really coded, anagram if you will, that Thomas is my father's first name. And you will notice that mass is also that which I share with you on my channel, that mass code to connect to the sun, which is the first 3 letters in my father's name, also in the 6 months letters of January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Anderson scrambles to D-A-R-O-N, my name, and the remaining letters that says remaining letters is N-E-S, which is Nes or Nes. In Hebrew, N-E-S means both miracle and sign or banner, often used to describe a supernatural event or a visible manifestation of God's power. The word Nes, Nes, is commonly used to refer to a miracle and extraordinary event that defies natural laws and is attributed to divine intervention. Looking at this letter, you can clearly see, I should say, that this is an N. Notice how the N connects to the silver and black. And most importantly, looking at this, you will see that there's a barrier, as above, so below, a line connected to those colors. It's coded, it means something. And the top and the line at the bottom represents the polarities of connecting it to the realm. Remember, when this seal was placed down, this seal was to prevent the golden child from getting out. Notice how it looks like a ankh. Yeah, it looks like a ankh. The shadow part, the light and the dark, I don't know, to me it resembles an ankh. But what touches on this to be factual in my mind's eye, that you would notice in the movie that the Lucifer double type man is going to step across his foot, stepping on the can onto the end, to show how the man is being used to identify with Lucifer, to connect with one crossing over, because the foot is going to cross over and smash into the end to identify with the crossing over. And that square can, that piece that was placed inside of this extraterrestrial woman, is what's actually being said. That there's that can dancing on top of the number N. Is right there in front of you. And you see the 8 to identify with the infinity, as above, so below. The Christ symbol within itself. This is the reason why you seen that 8 on the building. It shows 815. Let's go. This part's because the extraterrestrial female needed the energy to be able to procreate. Her energy is depleted. She can't create. She can't bring this life. Now, mind you, they went to the fuel box. Pops couldn't do it. Mason couldn't do it. To show you the connection to Harry and how it's coded regarding Harry being the one who actually is the father to this extraterrestrial baby. It's all code. Check it out. Watch what Harry do. You get it. And notice that was a garden tool that goes in the garden that he used to leverage the energy. Then it went from that to the shack again. And now we have the first creation, which is code talking about babies that's actually being created in essence from Harry.
I'm a grandmother.
You see it. Look. What it say? VIP. Now at first, I can't make this up. Because at first it said N. Then it had 8. Now it's showing just how very important the creation of the 3 being 1. This very important connection. While Pops is pledging his allegiance to these beings, placing his hand over his chest, well over his heart, she telling him shh, because the 3rd child is about to emerge, is about to come forth. About to drop that baby. This is important because once this baby drops from her, it's going to go to Harry to identify that it's a genetically mix of human and extraterrestrial to emerge with the creation of this baby. Watch how they do it. They cold talking. Look, on the 9, the 9th month is September. 9 is September. 9 is a powerful infinite number that is, remember, they showed the 8, and then after 8 is 9. 9 plus 8 is 17, and 1 plus 7 gives you 8. Let's go. When the baby came out, moms nudged the baby because the baby is not moving. But notice how the mother nudged the baby on the 9. It's very important. Yes, 9 is September. The 9th month is my month of birth. But you will notice that before you get to September, you have, listen, January, August, September, which the first 3 letters that say JAS, right? And then when you get to the S, it forms SON, September, October, November, which says sun. But you don't get JAS, which is Jah. J-A is Jah sun, right? But ironically, that my kids that come from my loin has those 3 letters. J as in Jelani, A as in Amira, and the S connected to me, the son born on September, is my daughter Sakia. My only 3 kids. J-A-S, Jelani, Amira, and S. Sakia, which says Ja's son, which is Ja's son. And we are children of the Most High. I just found that interesting. Let's go. Watch what he said.
Batteries not included.
I told you he was the first one to say it. So, the little extraterrestrial baby was buried. Pop's wife buried the little spaceship. Harry comes around and grabs the baby because Harry is the one who is actually the father of this baby.
Hey, what you...
See, the reason why they showing this baby being taken out of the dirt to identify the dirt means melon. Dirt happen to represent soil. The connection to him, dark black dirt, and this baby being of this melon. Harry gets away from him, close the door, and just him and his baby. Find it ironic that Harry's so smart and sharp enough that he knew or knows how to fix on a extraterrestrial baby, this spaceship. At least that's what he's trying to do. Listen to what he say.
Smells good, Pop. You back in business? What's it look like?
Say everything I was telling you. Back in business. That process that gave birth to this energy flowing through this baby. This is coded to show that there's a mixture of genetics down the drain, which represents the internal mechanism of the body, which is how life came about with this baby being born. You see them pipes represent, you know what them pipes represent? Now watch. Look at the baby come out. Now, it's come through this circle with black and white, which to identify with that checker floor. But it's coded. Also, the colors coincide with the polarities of masculine and feminine. You see, yin and yang. Because the baby was dead, you know how they say Lazarus was dead but now was alive. So she gonna say, what you see? He gonna say, I see a mysterious of light and dark. But you see the pyramid in the background on the door. But the mysterious of light and dark, you'll notice these beings playing on the table. Listen.
Counterplay of light and dark.
And then, look.
Hey!
Now, while the mother is trying to train her kids how to fly, Harry in here blowing this whistle. See, this whistle is only hearable to the baby, which is to identify through his third eye and his communication that he's able to reach these beings, but also his strong connection to his child, you know, telepathically, and we have these abilities that we can sense our children, feel when they're angry at times, when they're mad, or when they're in need. But it's a whistle, a sound, a frequency. Watch what he do. Look. From his foot, from within him, this baby emerged. Remember, he was the one that gave the green light to the father, which is the head, I should say, of their race. In connection, they accept him and identify with him. And he fed that green light. That green light is the same green light that's illuminated from this baby eyes. So mom's pushed all her kids pretty much out the nest and teach them how to fly. Now, Harry was trained in this extraterrestrial baby to come when he called. But this baby sensed that his brother is in need. So he fly from Harry, and we see him up and running. He flipping and gunning. Check it out. He gonna save him. Look.
It's the little fella.
It's a little fella.
Alive and kicking.
Now, this is gonna be the giveaway. This is important, because it's gonna tell you. They're going to flat out let it be known, or who did that, or who is the father of this new race of beings. Listen.
Harry, you did that?
It's the giveaway.
We bring good things to life.
We bring good things to life. Showing Harry holding his babies. They don't show anyone holding these babies with endearment like Harry do. Right when she say, now look who's talking. Look what they show. Then they show, right? They show him going to the door. The three beings flew out of fear, I guess, or just being kids. They flown through the window, and it shows on the outside, 3 on the outside. They show Harry walking on the inside, then they show 3 on the inside. Then they show 3 leaving out. The key to who this is pertaining to is sealed 333, and he's standing outside the golden racial symbol, remember? And he's blowing this whistle, only known to dogs who have that ability to hear it, but he's calling his baby. To go to giveaway again. Now, the father extraterrestrial being is mad. He feels some type of way. He see these humans are violent, and he'd want to move his children away from them. Pops here is trying to negotiate. It's like, hey, give us another try. Give us another chance. Harry holding on to his little baby. Pops is saying, Harry, you got to let him go. Harry don't want to let him go. But what gives this away, what I tell you regarding the genes, the genetics, read the sign. It says, French cowboys are born romantic. It's in their genes. You get it? Genes as in genetics. Genes is in the genealogy. But it's talking about the connection. Remember, Pop's wife, his wife, who's suffering from Alzheimer's, she reached in his genes and took that key that had that saint symbol that was close by his private parts. You get it? It's all here.
Let him go.
Now listen what it say. While he blowing the whistle, it says on that sign up there with the Sphinx, it says French cowboys are born romantic, kissing, thick, something. It's a very deep movie, very coded. Now, mind you, the black guy that they call Harry scrambled code for
heir, as in heir to the throne. You see, the knot on this forehead identified with him having awakened third eye. Now he's calling them. You see, he's on top of this building, and is coded to identify with this one with awakened third eye, whose energy has connected these races together. And it says sheer energy because it's talking about his energy. You see, and that which is the leg, he is up under the leg, which is talking about the sexual act that he's having with beings from different planets. The phallus above the legs represents the phallus. The ancient one just brought to my attention that Harry standing up with this sheer energy. Remember I was telling you about on how old Boov and Home sent the message to those extraterrestrial beings.
I have sent directions to my living space. Oh. I have sent directions to my living space.
He's around the galaxy due to his energy, right? And even in that, you'll notice that when Boov said he sent the invitation, it's going to show you the seal of 333 in that. I'll post that next, but this is a code. The code is saying Ashley. Yeah, the code is saying Ashley. The L represents the L in the legs, and then the E is up under, is above, I should say, the legs. Let me show you. So as we can see, you can see that we have the A. We have the A right here. I had already pre-written it, so we have the, let's use this purple. All right. So we have the A right here, A, S. Then we have the H. Then we have the leg. Look, the L going down for that represents the leg, L, and then the E is right here. This is the E. That's the E right there, A-S-H-L-E, and then we have the Y right there. So we have all the letters there that say A-S-H-L-E-Y. And then it says sheer energy. And it's coded. You see the name that says we're supposed to be Ashley, right? You see, it's coded. That's why you got the Ash, A-S-H, as in the same thing that's in the breakdown of Lovecraft. You see, which is A-S-H-L. The E is over his head, and Y, which says Ashley. And it's coded to identify with the baby green-eyed extraterrestrial spacecraft is just to identify with the genetics that he's connected to. You see, he is the byproduct of that race, or I should say that connection of him being a father of that. And notice the code over here that says, instead of saying just Panasonic, it's stop. Listen, it's stop right where it's saying on it, because you say Panasonic, it's set right there on the O, it say on it, as if they've been on it. You see, and of course it said head of our time, which is code talk. You see, on it, instead of saying on it, it's saying on it, because it's talking about the, you get it, the D-I-C-K. And notice, look, to show you the connection that he had. You see, his energy is so powerful that, as you seen, as I broke down, and batteries not included, because batteries are not included because the battery, the energy is him. You see, it's the reason why you see his not on his head to identify with his third eye. You know, when you whistle, only dogs can hear you. But dogs spell backwards to identify with God. Is the reason why the dog followed him to the building. This is a cold movie. And they talking about this connection to extraterrestrial beings with this man here.
You get it now? When he called, he held the whistle. And the little bullhorn, you see where it angled it at? Dealing with this energy. Alright. Let's turn this down. And look. Let's go back a little. Didn't catch it. Alright. It's a bit too far. Alright, let's go right here. Caught the message. Look. Watch what he do with it. Look. Right here. So, his creation is like it to his son. It's like in his son. He's the father. This is the genetics that's created with these beings. You'll notice just how endearing this baby is to him. And how he's gonna tell this baby UFO to get in his pocket. You know, peep the signs. It says in electronics, Toshiba has the touch. And then over here it also said we have the touch. And then watch what happens. Look. As they get close to him, you're gonna notice when they get close to him, they go up the stairs. It's gonna show next to him. It's gonna say high voltage. And the reason why it's showing high voltage, because remember, I break down to you already. You represent that energy. Last Dragon is another code piece. We're talking about energy. You see, the Last Dragon is code within itself. Just like the letters that's in the movie of the Golden Child. You'll notice the Last Dragon has 13 letters in it. We talking about 13. The Last Dragon also connects to the Last Supper. If you understand that 13 is really 1 + 3 is 4. The power of the Last Dragon is also coded. This is the reason why you see his head is over the G and the O. G is the 7th letter in the alphabet. O is 15. 1 + 5 is 6. So you have 7 + 6 is the 13th dragon, which identify also in connection to the Golden Child. Remember the dragon lady? We're talking about a dragon bloodline. You see, dragon unscrambles to in the Last Dragon is to identify with me. I was trained in martial arts. My brother forced me into martial arts, and it was because of that the reason why I defended myself too well. That's the reason why I have the batteries that I have. Anywho, so the Last Dragon, that's what it's code for. And notice how they have the "the" over the "dr" is represented too. One is like in a doctor. Remember, she said you seem like a kung fu master to me, but we talking about a doctor, one who is skilled in the arts. So we notice that in this movie that who has this golden glow like the Golden Child, Bruce Leroy. It's a golden glow. This energy. We're talking about an energy that's within you all. Once you tap in, you see, The Last Dragon, the restaurant, is coded to talk about my father's restaurant. If you watch the movie The Last Dragon, the father hairstyles like my father's. It took Bruce Leroy to go through what he had to go through to awaken the dragon golden glow within him. Now Barry Gordy put this together, but this is really futuristic. Now Eddie Arcadian, this man right here, Eddie Arcadian, is a real, the last name is of a real extraterrestrial race. You have to go watch The Last Dragon to catch the signs. Eddie Arcadian is of a real Arcadians, is of a race of extraterrestrial being. If you notice his office is space style. If you notice the lady in whom Leroy was caking on, Vanity, right? She came down in a spaceship. When they, I'm gonna have to give it away. When they left at the end, they both went up on a spaceship. Barry Gordy knew some things. He was tapped in to future events. But Eddie Arcadian is of a real extraterrestrial bloodline. Nah, not bloodline, but of their bloodline, but of a real extraterrestrial group of extraterrestrial beings. The Palladians, right, are humanoids physically indistinguishable from Scandinavian humans. They are usually described as tall, standing over 1.8, and in some cases, right? So we know that we have Palladians, but we know that the name Arcadians is separate from Palladians. You see, and the Palladians are extraterrestrial civilization that's achieved extremely advanced level of spiritual and technological development. They are said to have been nurturing and guiding, evolving the evolution of humankind on Earth for millennia. Right? Now here go the Arcadian. Arcadian species. Arcadians are a space-faring humanoid alien species with pale skins and long pointed ears. They hail from Arcadia, the fifth planet of the Velium. I can barely see it, it's so small, right? Now, what y'all don't know, I initially had all this here recorded, but unfortunately the audio was turned off. So I'm going back over the video, and actually it's moving, and I'm just going over what I already have. See, the Arcadians, let's go back. See, the Arcadian alien species are pale skin, long pointy ears. They hail from, and it says the homeworld is a member of the United Federation of the Planet. What were those created in Arcadian? The monsters do not have an actual name, right? They say they're near human sign, primate, like carnivorous creatures with formidable agility, nimbleness, and extremely violent nature. Their body is covered with dark gray-ish fur. So we know these Arcadians. Now his name is Eddie Arcadian. He's a big wig in the music entertainment business, which goes to show you that there's big wigs and people that run and control what they put in movies, and they are aware of time traveling technology, what's to happen in the future. This is why Billie Jean is coded. This is why do you remember the times is coded? The Last Dragon is coded. This is why you see Lovecraft is coded, and all these codes are here for you. High voltage energy that these beings need. Remember Harry? Now, another cold ass movie that you gotta watch. Yeah, this movie is deep, and it's deeply culty. The name of this is called, you can watch it on YouTube, it's called The Kingsman Secret Service. Is really dealing with an elite, dealing with some type of high level, really secret society that he cut from. His father was
a high-ranking member in this Kingsman secret society. Dig the lick. Boy is of his father lineage, and they brought him in. I ain't gonna tell the movie, you gotta check it out, right? But notice the sign. Over it says, I'm sleeping with Bigfoot, and all of these sun papers. But catch the message. You see it say Harry, and it say Mary, naughty nun. It all correlates and connects. See, they place messages in your subconscious and messages in your psyche. And the reason why, because it has its significance. Now mind you, Batteries Not Included Ben came out, but it was just so happened that it was meant for me to unlock these codes and these signs to you, because in essence, he represents this prince, because the giveaway to who this prince, this heir to the throne is, you get a Harry, from Harry, Batteries Included, and Mary, as in Harry being likened to Jesus, and Mary being, you know, the mother, or the Mary Magdalene, the two being one. Now this is the boy right here. You see, just like Harry Potter. You see the colors of our tribe. Well, I should say this tribe. If you know, you know. Listen. Now, mind you, they're leaving this club, and the name of this club is gonna catch your attention. What's the name of this? Not club. The name of this bar, which they be at.